Cheers and enjoy the beers. Yes. Good evening, hello, afternoon, evening, welcome wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel with me, a disco coming at you live in front of the cans on bottles. I am here still steadfastly calling the Disco Arms. Very unusual time of the day. It's light, although not bright because it's bank holiday, so of course the sun hasn't come out. But yeah, happy bank holiday, happy Easter to you all. Thanks for popping in. Apologies as ever for tardiness of lateness because I can't get stuff set up properly. And apologies, I've missed everybody in the comments. Thank you for waiting. Good afternoon to you, Henry. Thank you very much indeed. Henry on a Peroni to start off with. On offer, why pay full price? I agree, totally agree. Well, okay, but Game Boy action going on. Overrated, I think, Peroni's price. Well, yeah, it's kind of overrated for everything, really, but there you go. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, don't worry, I won't be on long. I've got to nip off and watch the football in approximately 45 minutes. I was only going to do an hour stream, try and bang the 3 in already. In that case, let me crack swiftly on with a beer number 1, please. And beer number 1, well, there we go. Yeah, as you can probably see, phone around, is a nice little session pale ale to get started, 3.4%. A little lighter than I would usually be fussed upon, but it's in a green can. I've been going around collecting beers in green cans, green can wraps, green labels mostly, so that I can put a show together when I'm watching a pre-football show, when I'm watching Argo in the afternoon. We're running out of games, only 3 games left to go. We're not really on the pacer, if you will. That's why I picked this one. Yeah, 3.4% session pale. Looks quite dark, kind of golden colour in the glass. And then not sure Mr. Wilson is in because I'm not keeping up with comments, but I'm going to do the photograph anyway. But yeah, so we'll do that and then I'll come back. No idea when I'm going to get to do the any use with the photographs, but hopefully tash that away. See, I haven't managed to clear anything up. It's all over the place, but this is just my life. So let's do the photograph and then we'll get on to doing the review. And I'll explain, as if it wasn't already obvious, exactly why I'm doing this malarkey. Because, as you know, these things amuse me. I like to have a little theme going. So, yeah, a full bunch of games kicking off at 3 o'clock. As you know, I'm Plymouth Argyle fan for me since. Like I say, these things amuse me. Beer number 1, and I'll crack back up with the comments. Apologies if I've missed yours. Stick with it. We'll get around to it shortly. Keep changing the setup on that camera. Right, yeah, cheers. Oh, wow. 3.4%. There's a proper brewery smell going on there. A lot of maltiness coming out, you know, when you walk into a brewery or crack open a can of kind of something's approaching a real ale. There's a big malty aroma going on, a little bit of marmalade perhaps. Cheers, let me check out the taste. That is very, very solid. Not entirely my thing taste-wise, but I was drinking a 3.4% best bitter up on my bar this afternoon, over the weekend, on cask. And although that's a much paler ale version of some really good real ale, very similar in profile, even on 3.4%, there's plenty of taste, plenty of maltiness going on, as I say, kind of little bit of a marmalade edge. Got in fridge this week. I think I've said it a bit too cold for those beers. I normally don't put them in the fridge, or I haven't been doing, because it's been in the beer stash under the stairs. But there you go. Not too a bad start. It's only 3.4%, so hopefully I'll smash that one down fairly quickly and get on to the other beers. Love the count art at Bars Cast as always, kind of their core range beer. So I love the green and silver dots. As always, not sure about vertical can wraps, but it looks pretty good and fits on. I didn't realise you was going live. I didn't see any others, but yeah, I won't be on too long. I might catch a bit of yours, but I've got a nip round the corner. Me and my brother load up the old Sky on a laptop and review. As always, Henry, thank you very much indeed. Literally just cracked open my beer, top points on timing. My timing is terrible, as always. Simo's in as well. Good to see you. Little Monday afternoon beer. Banana bread beer and Caribbean cask red Scottish ale. That will be the Innocent Gun, I guess. And the banana bread beer is that the Eagle one in the big 500ml bottle with a yellow label. I've got one of those in the cupboard actually. Been meaning to do for a while, a re-review to be fair. That's an old school beer. And this is a different banana bread beer. Don't see too many. Chucking it down up north. Well, there you go. I think it will do here later, to be fair, because it's pretty grey and grim out there, having been a good weekend. I hope you all had a great weekend and had a few beers. I certainly did, Friday and Saturday, which is why I didn't have any beers yesterday. So I was looking in on Simo's stream and just sticking steadfastly to the comments with a cup of tea and resisted the kind invitation to pop on. Simo, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just kind of chilling a little bit. It was a heavy weekend. I was pretty damn tired, and in the end, I clocked out really. Some sapling vodka. Nice. Free beer or free vodka is good vodka, of course. So after that, go and check out Sammy on Short and Stout for more live beer reviews and a general banter. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'll get onto it eventually, Sammy. I'm just setting all this up and I still get it wrong. Can't get the camera on the right angle, blah, blah, blah. Just general tardiness. Kent, beer reviews. Craig, good afternoon to you. We're having a good afternoon and a chilled bank holiday Monday. Man, Paul Greenwood in as well. Just because front room covered in boxes and cans and beer stuff. Still, yeah, I call it art. I call it decoration and also laziness and tardiness of chucking stuff away. Plans for that still afoot. Been moaned about that over the weekend, so we'll crack on to that. Superb. Cracking a beer at Mersey. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, daytime show, only because of the football at 3 o'clock. So I thought I'd hark back to the days a little bit of nostalgia when I used to start drinking for breakfast on the train up north. Or out west, because going to Argyle for me in London's like an away game. So we used to crack the beers fairly early. Sometimes I used to hold off till we got to the place about lunchtime, have a bit of food, and crack as many beers as possible, or pints rather in them cases. But yeah, today got a couple of light beers and something heavier to finish off, depending on timing, see how we get through. I might just take the other beer around the corner again, finish off with the match. I haven't really worked out what I'm drinking during the match. But yeah, we're getting down the business end of the season. Things are getting a little bit exciting. I'll have a look at the table in a minute. That was the plan. Only had an alcohol-free beer yesterday. Fair play. Driving for a roast. The Brooklyn. Yeah, I haven't ever got onto Brooklyn. 99p for a 4-pack. I'd need another 99p on a lemonade for that. I think even an alcohol-free beer. I'd want to shandy it just to get the taste and flavour into it. Yeah, I avoided roast dinner yesterday. It's a roast Sunday roast up the farm every other week. I nipped in there. I was doing other stuff yesterday. Went for a wander around the Bluebell Woods, which was very nice and peaceful and chilled because I was pretty knackered after Friday and Saturday sessions and standing up serving beer all day. Yep, you got it. Innocent Gun. The rum cask is my favourite one. I haven't had that for a long time, actually. It's one I used to just pick up now and again to not think about. Oh, yeah, so I did. So I say every Friday and Saturday. I'd almost forgotten about Thursday night. But yeah, thanks for chucking us the invite and having a long bit. I felt proper rough on Friday. Friday morning, I don't know why, just like 4 beers. I mean, I forgot about this one. I forgot about that little 7.5% number, the Belgian double. Shouldn't be feeling shit after 4. Maybe it was food, or I don't know. But anyway, went up the farm, had bacon and egg roll about lunchtime, can of Coke, held off the beers for a couple of hours. I was right as rain, all good. Set up the bar and started selling. That's probably why I was so knackered yesterday, really, Friday and Saturday. How good are public holidays? See, public holidays don't really affect me at the moment. I haven't done for the last 2 years because I'm normally off on a Monday anyway. So Bank Holiday Monday is just another Monday to me. Yesterday's just another Sunday, although I had day off kind of thing and working on Friday and Saturday now. Monday and Tuesdays are my weekends, so bank holidays don't really affect me any more than they ever did. I just, drink when I want, get up when I want, that kind of thing. Good on you, fair play. Yeah, just another Monday for me, except for the fact Bank Holiday Mondays around this time, around Easter, usually mean a bit of football to watch. It's been a funny old season with Argyle, as Adam will testify. Last did a live on the football on Adam's stream when we played Liverpool. A good old cup run, but we are languishing rather down the bottom of the table. Still not relegated, but it's we've got 9 points to play for over the next 3 games, and we are 4 points adrift. Some say 3, but we've got a terrible goal difference, so we're 4 points adrift. It's a funny old game, and really rather silly, but it's exciting, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen. So narrowly lost on Friday. Only got to watch a little bit of it, and then we lost on a penalty in the 90-odd minute. Okay, still not out of it. Even if we'd got those 3 points, we would have only just been slightly closer to the drop. It just means we need to win all 3 games. Easy, isn't it? This beer is really nice. I say 3.4%. Expected it to be a bit light. As session pails go. All Boscastle beers are gluten-free. Definitely not taste-free. Picked this up earlier in the year. For some reason, I always forget about the fact they put little message on the bottom of the can. This one simply says front runner. No idea why. Best before 3rd of the 11th, 25. That's because I only picked it up earlier this year. Again, only picked up because I've got a bunch of cans in that fit in with various themes. Do bear with me a second. And yeah, this theme being green, I've got a yellow one for tomorrow. If I do one tomorrow. Oh yeah, got a bit ambitious today. I'll put another stream up for later in the normal 9 o'clock Monday Club slot. Whether that happens or not is another matter. It'll be like a little debrief, I guess, a little after show, depending on what happens on the football this afternoon, a celebration or more likely a commiseration. Another couple of green beers to do just for the fun of it. So if anyone's around tonight, fancies a beer and a natter, I'll hopefully do that stream. Excuse me. Shouldn't be rushing this beer. It's one at 3.4% that you can probably chug down, but you don't need to. It's got that nice maltiness, a touch of bitterness, but nowhere near grapefruit. It's just more kind of a touch of light marmalade-y kind of orange pith bitterness without being any definite flavour. And it's really nice indeed. I say light for 3.4%, but if you're washing down some afternoon beers, it's a pretty decent one, to be fair. See a pint of this on cask. Don't know if everybody else has got a beer on. I know Henry's on the Peroni. Let us know if you've got a beer on for a little Monday afternoon slurps. Say do a stream next. I'm not going to work tomorrow, as far as I know. I did last Tuesday. Last Tuesday was really good. Opened the bar up. Upon request, we don't do it normally, but had a bunch of Dulwich Hamlet fans come over playing at Hanwell Town. So they came for a beer, opened up the bar. We thought there was going to be a few of them. Turned out fairly well more banded, up to 20 of them. All are nicely well behaved and all very good drinkers too. Enjoyed the beers on the bar and a little bit of football talk. A lot of Dulwich Hamlet fans kind of have second teams, or rather Dulwich Hamlet's their second team. So, spoke to a bunch of other London clubs, fans of other London clubs. I think some Leeds as well. So, thanks to those Dulwich Hamlet fans. I had a good Tuesday afternoon kind of session. I wasn't drinking, no. But that was a nice little football bonus. It's odd that I say it's far too cold. But in my new fridge, I wasn't going to do it. I was thinking of doing an unboxing, but wasn't really that exciting. It's just a fridge, but it is a beer fridge. I'll tell you about that later. There's a shooting amount of beer, so no beer yet. Working tomorrow. Some of us have to. Fair play. Lower ABV stuff. Some stouts. 6% and lower. Fair play. Yeah, got a stout coming up around about 6%. As you know, I like to go light to dark. Probably should have left a stout for this evening, but I'm only 75-25 at tonight's stream. Will go ahead. Unless there's anybody else about. Well, there we go. Let's. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this actually. But let's do it anyway. See what they say. I can always cut it out. Yeah. I put it on like the highest temp to start off with. See what the coldness is like, because obviously the dairy in there and stuff like that. But it is a beer fridge rather than a regular fridge, so it doesn't necessarily need to be down on 2. But until you know what it does, you've got to check it. So I might turn that down a little bit later. I won't be putting the stouts in there, I don't think. Maybe just the pale ales. Again, if it was like a proper bank holiday with sunshine and stuff like that, it would be all right, because it'd be nice and cold and refreshing. Didn't really know what this was, so a beer like that, that's a little bit more towards your real ale than your craft. I know technical terms and nonsensical terms, but something that's a little bit could do with being a little bit warmer. Next one's a Pilsner, so that should be okay. Oh, here we go. My stout I'm starting on is 14.6%. Good on ya. Sounds good to me. I'm not against doing 14.6% in the middle of the afternoon. Just don't need to today. There's a little bit of spring water there on the back end now with that lightness, but generally a pretty solid ale. That really, yeah, I really like that. They never say what the hops are or anything like that. Let's have a look. As always, running out of time, but let's have a quick look at Castle. They must put it on the website. I'm sure they do. We've had a look at Castle before, haven't we? Oh, well, there you go. 11 p.m. Of course, yeah, in the evening. That's a good time. I mean, even if it's your first one, it's a good time. 4 or 14%. Yes, I'm of legal drinking age. I always accept the cookies, but they never send me any cookies. There we go. A Pacer 3.4%. A session pale loaded with Comet, Summit, and Amarillo to deliver a well-rounded, zesty, sweet orange character and clean, refreshing finish. Perfect for pacing yourself. Little review there. Brilliantly sessionable pale ale. I would echo that. I'm a little surprised on those hops because I don't really know them, but I would always put them in over citrusy kind of hops. Can see the Amarillo. Yeah, so zesty. There is a good sweetness, like I say, that marmalade-y sweetness. Orange marmalade is fairly clean, refreshing finish. So fair play to them for that. $3.60 a can. Can't argue with that really, even at 3.4%. Fair play. Let's have a quick look whilst we're on there. See if there's anything new I've missed. The Beowulf Fellas Lager will go in another yellow can stream. The Cherry Kitty, Cherry Vanilla Porter I did on a stream a few weeks back. And the Sunshine IPA is up for tonight. Got some big beers up tonight. For no apparent reason other than probably commiserating the football. But sticking vaguely with the green and football-themed beers. The Pineapple Pale Ale will be in a stream of all of its own of pineapple beers for no apparent reason other than I found them, and I do quite like pineapple in beers of various different types. The Raspberry Spritz I'm not sure about. I love the look of it just based on the can art. Raspberries, love raspberries. Less so in a sour, the kind of Berliner Weiss type tend to be. But yeah, there we go. Always good stuff from Rasko. I talk about them a lot, probably too much, maybe. I always get marmalade from Amarillo. Sometimes it's a bit too sharp. Yeah, I quite like orange marmalade. I tend to think that that's kind of what goes towards West Coast. Big one of those coming up later as well. So we shall see. Sometimes be a bit too much sharp bitterness, a bit too much tang to it. But they've got the balance right in this one, I think. Really nicely done. Pacer is a cool name. Yeah, because you can pacer yourself. Remember Pacer chains a Leyland bus on a train wheels? Well, yes, I do. One for ones, one for twos, one for threes. Yes, I don't describe myself as a nerd, but I do like travelling around the country, as I did a lot for football. So yeah, I travelled on 1 or 2 Pacer trains. Up in Yorkshire and stuff like that. So yes, I do remember the old nodding donkeys. Don't want to go too far on one of those, but yes, I do remember them, Paul. I've travelled on many. Mr. B, good afternoon to you. Oh yes, you're in brewing a Pilsner. Funny enough, got a Pilsner coming up. So if you're in a little bit of a break, thanks for popping in and say hello. Hope the brew day is going well. Say he was watching on Simmer's live stream yesterday, caught up with most of the stuff over the weekend, over breakfast and this morning. Part of the reason why I'm late, I just carried on watching and should have got up and got stuff done. But that was, some interesting reviews, especially the Isle of Man beers. A seaweed stout. I really kind of enjoyed that. It looks good. Right, let's bash this one down, says Mr. B is in, and get straight on to the Pilsner. Really enjoyed that 3.4%. Really good session. Pale ale, lots of flavour, bit of strength to it, decent body, nicely balanced flavour across that kind of piffy, marmalade-y kind of stuff. Yeah, really good. Nice start. Cheers. Smells like a proper beer, like the aroma and the maltiness on that. Really good character to that beer as well. Decent condition. You see the lacing coming down the glass. Right, let's move swiftly on to beer number 2, please. And still haven't got that one changed. I've got to work out how to do that and go back in and get all that changed and stuff like that. Yeah, so beer number 2, obviously another green can called Crowded from our friends up north at McColls Brewery up in Bishop Auckland. I'll put it up because everybody probably does anyway. Cheers for that, Henry. Cheers for the reminder and sharing out as you do and everything like that. Right, yeah, let's get this into a glass. So, yeah, 4.2% Pilsner, so still not massive. Generally think a Pilsner is around about the 5% mark, but a lighter one is good enough. Get it into the old McColls glass. Works well with Pilsners and the like. Nice bubbly head development. Light lemon, kind of straw coloured head. Gone a bit too much on the head development there. Don't know what that was, but never mind. It doesn't matter with the Pilsner. Have quite a lively pour. Looks good. Interesting to see if I can pick out whether it's Czech style or German style Pilsner. There's a lot of difference, to be fair. Let's get the photo whilst we've got the light. So the camera works much, much better in the light. Nice crisp, clear photo on that. Quite large bubbles on that head, but never mind. Not a problem. Minimal carbonation racing up that glass, unusually. Yeah. Classic Pilsner or a modern take. See what Rob's got. Long brew day, 90-minute mash, 90-minute boil, all SARS, all good, and Bohemia Pilsner malt. So very much in the Czech style, such a melanoidin malt. Okay, yeah. Again, terms I understand, but don't really. I know, but don't really understand fully. But yes, indeed, sounds good. Classic, some digging the hoppy West Coast style ones. Got a West Coast coming up later on this evening. If that stream happens. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, so funny enough, if we're doing something like this, let's see what it is. I did say obviously I put a Czech style Pilsner in tank last week up at the brewery, except we had stinging nettles to ours to give it extra crisp kind of drinkability and kind of slightly savoury kind of edge as well. Let's see what we get into this one then. Yeah, so much lighter, maltier note as with a lager malt, much paler malt. Nothing too much on the nose, but nothing way out either. Cheers, or as we would say, if it is Czech, turn it to be Czech. Na zdraví. Initially, so it's a bit of it was almost going towards like kind of IPL, like that kind of hopped lager. I think I'm going to guess, and again, I haven't looked at this one because I got this one. I think this one came in last year, so I haven't really looked at these. In fact, I almost forgot that it was in there. Just quickly looking through the boxes this morning, I'm reminded why I wanted to get this one. The green label. I'm going to guess that it might be a slightly more German style hop, maybe some Hallertau or something like that. Because it's not quite Saaz enough. I always say Saaz is my favourite hop, mostly because it confuses people. I probably got that entirely wrong. Easy drinking beer. Yeah, no, it fairly is. It's got that kind of, a slightly raspy kind of, sort of savoury and kind of punchy note, slight hoppiness to it. A classic Pilsner using 100% malty barley and aromatic German hops. That's not me being clever. That's just generally what I say because I've never looked at these. I can't prove it. You have to believe me or you don't. Doesn't matter. But yeah, cold matured for 7 weeks and naturally carbonated to produce a crisp, well-balanced and refreshing lager beer. Very light floral aroma and mild bready notes are perfectly balanced with clean and refreshing bitterness and a touch of sweetness. Yeah, so definitely that's that kind of sort of savouriness and that kind of edgy kind ofness on it. Yeah, Hallertau Blanc and Celia. Munich Malt and Chit. Celia is not one I've heard of. Hallertau Blanc, I'm kind of Hallertau Blanc. I think my brewer put in the American lager that we did that Budweiser was Hallertau. Hallertau, one of the Hallertaus. Anyway, so yeah, it's a 4.2% Pilsner. Again, I'm sort of judging everything on the very crisp what we do at the brewery, but it's got a kind of it's slightly edgier, slightly hoppier, definitely crisp. Light enough body to be refreshing. There's a little sparkle of lemon. And the back end. Celia is, I don't know. I've no idea. I don't think it's one I've ever. Did I not mention it the other week? There was something with Celia in the other week because I did the Suggs or Madness song when it says Celia, you're breaking my heart, but that's Cecilia, not Celia. So what do I know? Celia is a Slovenian hop. Fair enough. Thought Mr. B might know. Yeah. Slovenian, Bavarian, kind of German end of the spectrum. Can't necessarily say what it brings, but I can see the Hallertau in there, which I think is kind of brings that slightly punchier, kind of grassier hoppy note, whereas your Czech Pilsners with the Saaz are a bit more noticeably grassier but muted and a bit more balanced across the beer. Same as Styrian Goldings. Okay, yeah, but branded differently. I've used it in Lords. Fair play. Yeah. I wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. It was Dana. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, a bit stronger in that hop flavour, a bit raspier. It's not a noble hop. See, that's what I love about this. Like, I'll talk about a beer, nobody else knows much more about it than me. And if I remember this stuff, I get to learn about it. So cheers for that, gentlemen. It's a genuinely good piece of info for a hop I've not really heard of at all. So really pleased with that. Yeah, so Crowded Pilsner. I think they did this on a crowdfunder a while back, was why it's called Crowded. They certainly crowded plenty of flavour into it with those hops and that malt. Again, proper cold coming out the fridge. Probably colder than being in the beer stash, I think, which is, a few degrees. And I think this one is a couple of degrees lower in the fridge, so I might have to turn it up a little bit. I don't need it this cold. Oh, sun's coming out a little bit. It's really strange doing streams in the light. You see how that goes. But yeah, relevant. Anyway, that the league is a little bit crowded. I assume I'm allowed to share this, but it's a website. So what can you do? There's the league table, championship table, and there's us right down the bleeding bottom, propping everybody up. But within 3 points of Derby County in the last remainable place to stay up, although we're 4 points adrift because we've got a terrible goal difference. So even if we do get that win, we'd still be in the drop zone. We need a win and a draw and results to go our way from Derby. And let's face it, Hull. The best we can get up to now pretty much is 19th. And even that's a bit of a push, 3 wins, and hopefully Oxford don't. It's basically 2 wins. 2 wins, a win and a draw, and hope that Hull City and Derby completely fall apart. They're not exactly doing that well. Derby not 1 in 4. Hull City not 1 in 3. We've got draw, win, loss. So we'd probably do a draw. We thought we was getting a draw the other day. I saw a thing the other day so we're playing Coventry today, who are, they're fighting for places because it's a fairly crowded league, being that the top 3 technically can still get automatically promoted, although it's probably going to be Leeds United and Burnley looking at that, with Sheffield United 5 points adrift for 3 to go. So then from 4th to about 9th or 10th are still fighting for a place in that playoffs, with Coventry sitting there in that last playoff place. So they kind of need a couple of wins just to cement that, because Middlesbrough, who we lost to on Saturday, are up behind them. And then there's a bunch of people in the middle of the table that can just enjoy the rest of the season, hopefully. Although we do hope that Watford, there in mid-table, win today at Portsmouth. We can't catch Portsmouth as such, but it just makes it a bit more interesting. Even if we caught Portsmouth and Preston, who we've got to play as well, we'd still be underneath them on goal difference, unless we smash them 21-0. So yeah, that's the excitement of that league. So we just need a win this afternoon, which is kind of why drinking is helpful. Drinking moderation, all that bullshit, but it just makes the game pass by a bit quicker and you don't have to worry about it. I'm a fairly chilled out drinker. Even going to football, it doesn't matter anymore, so have a couple of beers. Don't worry about it, in my opinion. I've sorted out what I'm drinking. I'm going to have to smash this down fairly quickly and nip around the corner. Set up the laptop. I hope you stay up and play Wrexham. Yes, I mean Birmingham. I missed out last season chatting to Harry about Birmingham. We had a brief exchange here and there. Of course, me not really going to football at the moment, just watching it on telly, courtesy of Uncle Rupert Sky or Now TV. Wrexham was a team I wanted to go to back in the day. We were in the same league as them once, I think once only, and I never went. I cannot stand Wrexham, no. Having played Wrexham fans at football on a Sunday afternoon for a couple of years, they were arseholes, but probably Wrexham fans are fine and dandy now because they've got all that success. So yeah, Wrexham's a team I wanted to go to, but then I've missed 3 teams that I wanted to go to in the last 5 years anyway. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Right, Frank Lampard is manager at Coventry. I'm fine with Burnley going up because I can't stand Burnley because we got relegated there once. Although I've met a bunch of nice Burnley fans. We played darts against Burnley fans a fair bit. But yeah, Burnley I think they're bigger than they are. So I don't mind if Burnley go up because they'll just get smashed and come straight back down again. Why should they have all the fun? And Leeds is another one everybody loves to hate. I don't hate them. Going to Leeds is always good fun. One of the best atmospheres, I think, in the league, in the away end at Leeds. And Sheffield United is pretty good as well. I think Coventry will hit the playoffs. I always used to say Coventry was my favourite Premier League team because they always used, it was an unwritten rule, like between them and Aston Villa, that they'd always flirt with relegation and never be allowed to go down. And eventually they did. I always try and keep the football chat down, but if people are chatting about football, I'll have my two penneth in. Mostly that's a bloody silly game. Nothing too much more complex to find from this beer. Nice sweetness, a little bit of jamminess, marmaladiness. So that might be still pulling through from the previous one. So that was quite a strong marmalade flavour. There's a little occasional sparkle of citrus, a little bit of lemon kind of note on the back there. It is fairly drinkable, like drinkability is fairly like smashable, but there is that kind of slightly harsh edge. Not a bad thing, not wrong, just tempers down that drinkability a little bit. Which is why I always say I slightly prefer the Czech style, SARS hopped Czech style Pilsner. Although that just might be me being biased, having one on the bar. I don't know. Yeah, so Rasko and indeed McColls is a couple of breweries I've had quite a lot in from over the years. They all seem to do something pretty decent. Even their regular run-of-the-mill, that's harsh, that's a bad word, for core beers. Even their core beers are very decent, drinkable beers. Very enjoyable lineup. Again, touch too cold. New fridge, but there you go. What can you do? This bus just gone past. Buses don't go down my road. Must be on diversion. It's like, sort of thing you notice on a daylight stream. Problem is, there's an accident up outside the bus station. They just closed everything down. Ready for the disco lineup commentary. Yeah, I can't really do commentary. Can't really do watch along. Obviously, I did with Adam on that stream because I was at the brewery watching it on the big stream, but I can't really do commentary here because I haven't got a big screen. I can't do. I watch it all on the laptop. Go around the corner with my brother watching Argyle games. So unless I've got a second screen to do, can't do that here because I haven't got a TV. Simple as. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to try and bash this down quick. I've got 5 minutes to look at the last one, and I'm going to sit and enjoy it around the corner in the first half. Again, some fairly good lacing and conditioning on that glass. Much more lemon drop coming across there. Oh, wait for your comments about the team lineups. Yes, let's do that. See what we've got to say. I'll tell you what I'll do first of all. Let's get the third one into the glass. We'll have a quick look at the lineup. Beer number 3, please. Beer number 3, I'm going up north. I'm going to Scotland. For Fierce Beer, another nominally only green can. If only for the label, it's called Kindred Kunindra. It's a Thai coconut stout, porter. I keep saying stout, it's nice. Porter. Nice, thick, gloopy pour. Nice head development, tan-coloured head. Give it a little bit too much. Very, very dark brown in the body. Looks good though. Apologies. Mr. Wilson to remind me about banners and photos. Let's do that myself whilst I remember. There we go. Coconut's always one I struggle with. I say this every time. Doesn't mean I don't try them now. Let's have a sniff. Wow. The aroma. There's almost a fresh fruitiness about that aroma. I want to say something like lemongrass or something. Maybe that's just a Thai thing I'm thinking about. Not necessarily get coconut, but there's definitely a kind of fruity, floral, vegetable kind of note to it. Let's get on to the comments, the taste straight away. Cheers. Wow. Much thinner initially than that pour suggested. But yeah, there's definitely a little kind of sort of spiciness to it almost. But quite a nice kind of almost floral fruitiness. Definitely a slightly spicy edge. 6.5%, all that. Here we go, that'll be why. Style porter, additions, kaffir lime leaf, coconut and spices. Doesn't say what the spices are. It does say flavour, aroma, fragrant spices and dark toasty malt, flavour, cumin, coconut and dark chocolate. There is a little bit of chocolate in there, kind of slight bitterness. Yeah, that's the spiciness, is the cumin. In our early days, we experimented with the addition of spices to our dark beers. We brought this rich and complex porter layered with aromatics and tasty coconut. Yeah, that's really nice. That is not one to smash. That's one really to sit and savour, which is why I say I'll go through on the first half. Stephen Butler, thanks for popping in. Yeah, an early Bank Holiday Monday stream before I nip off shortly to go and watch the football. So a few beers before the football. Hence the all green can lineup. Thanks for popping in. I don't know if you're doing an early session, you've got a beer on. If you are, cheers and enjoy. Bank Holiday Monday, this one. Oh, splendid beer. I tell you, it reminds me of, I don't know, I haven't still got it, the other green can. I did the Doris Gets Her Oats from Pomona Island, which was was that cumin? That was a something spiced stout, but it's got very much that kind of spicy edge, which is unusual, even for stouts. But it's a very interesting, different dimension to a stout or porter. Yeah, really nice. That's kind of spiciness. I mean, spice kind of bounces off the chocolate very well. Yeah, so do I, as I say. We're 3 games to go and 4 points adrift, so we need to win at least 2. Yeah, tis nice indeed. Comments about the team line. I don't think there'll be a lot of difference, except the fact that captain got sent off in that penalty the other day, so we shall be without him, which is a bit of a pain because he's come back, absolutely runs the midfield, so that's going to be annoying. Yeah, Frank Lampard didn't manage. I've forgotten about that entirely. Don't recognise any of their Grimes. Sounds familiar. So yeah, Victor Paulsen, the Icelandic international. Katic is back. Absolutely solid. Central defender back from injury. Alongside Julio Plegazelo. Is the back 3. He's gone with Souks. The Romanian Souks at right back or right wing back. What's happened to Matty Soronola? Randall and Leeds Loney Guyarbi in the middle, who I don't rate at all, though he did have a good game the other day, set up a few good plays. Mumba on the left as ever. Oh, not as ever, he's been rotated, but is good. And Hardy, Bundu and Tijani gets a start, scored a cracking goal the other day. Yeah. It's a rotated team due to necessity. I still think we can go back to Leeds Preferably he'd gone back at Christmas, but hopefully he'll just dig in. And he's one of them players that you just don't notice, but you might notice if he's not there. Although he has rested him and we haven't noticed. So yeah, nothing too controversial. Can't see why Pukac can't get a game. And I feel sorry for Callum Wright. Yeah, nothing too controversial on that, I'm going to say. I'm not going to make any predictions because I never do. I did against Sheffield United, and if I'd put 20 quid on it, I would have made a lot of money. But yeah. Yeah, Thai coconut porter. Yeah, they always do that, which is kind of annoying. If there was going for, just add another charge of SARS and Irish moss. I remember you mentioning that earlier on the stream. Again, not something I know too much about. Well, yeah, there we go. That addition of cumin in that gives it that, and kaffir lime leaf, really unusual adjunct for a beer, but that accounts for that kind of slightly floral, fruity kind of note going on alongside the spices. Fierce, really good with porters and stouts. I've had quite a few from them. They know how to do an adjuncted stout, but still decent drinkability. So always look. I picked this one up randomly from, I think this was on the left field order. Again, only because it had green on the can, and you like to finish on a stout, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. But I only read Thai coconut, didn't see about the those additions, so really pleased with that one. One to hopefully sit and enjoy. I'm going to decant that, take it around the corner, and finish it off in the first half. That lime, that kaffir lime leaf gives that, like I say, that nice, really nice fruity, but a hint of citrus across it as well that breaks up that spice. Nice kind of not quite a sweet spice, not quite sweetness, but more a kind of savoury, slightly peppery spice. Yeah, as adjunct, yeah, it's kind of not quite chilly, but kind of building, and then balanced by the chocolateness of the porter. It's like biscuity maltiness, a slight roastiness. It's a really good start. I'm going to have to pick up another stout for the second half. And then, you know, as always, when you start drinking, if you stop for a couple of hours, I sometimes find it hard to keep going and get back into it. But I've got 3 more beers lined up for tonight. Some big beers, because I don't really have to get up in the morning. So we'll see how that goes. I'll take a view on that after the football. It'll either be a lament to the football or a celebration. But they're all over 5%. And some with green. The thumbnail's already up for that, so see what you think. But yeah, I'm going to have to cut it short. I've really enjoyed a little afternoon session. I wasn't sure I fancied a beer this morning, but as soon as I cracked on and you guys popped on to say hello, always kind of encouraging. I think hopefully Sammy over at Short and Stout Beer Reviews will be doing something after this, because it's 11 o'clock over there, so we'll be getting an evening session in if you fancy watching some more live beer reviews. But until 9 o'clock ish, if I actually get set up and done properly again, I'll try and go another 3 live beer reviews from the Beer Stash for the second part of Monday Club. 2 streams in a day, whatever next. In the meantime, whatever your football addiction is this afternoon, I hope your team does well, unless it's Coventry and you're playing against us or Derby County or Sheffield. I hope you have a good Monday afternoon, bank holiday Monday afternoon. And maybe I'll see you again for the next one really soon, if not tomorrow or the rest of the week. If you're watching this after the event, please click like and subscribe and all that jazz. Do the comments and everything. You've been brilliant. I've been Disco, Rasko and Disco Beer Review from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar at the Disco Arms. Thank you ever so much for joining in, and let's know your beer thoughts. Until the next time. Oh, don't forget. There we go. I got a massive. I was going to do that throughout the stream and completely forgot. Anyway, got a dash. Football starting in 10 minutes. Cheers and enjoy the beers.